Hey guys, so with tier 4 came a huge change and overhaul to life skills, down to even the skills themselves. There's a lot of different skills now, a lot of different stats for your tools, and in addition to that, they also changed the main thing that you craft, which is the fusion materials. They're not called Orehas, I know a lot of people call them Orehas, but Orehas was the tier 3 one, and in tier 4, it's called Abydos fusion materials. So I'm just going to say fusion materials in general. So the tier 4 fusion materials got changed so that it doesn't cost a different amount to craft for every single life skill. So for example, in the past, it was much more efficient to craft fusion materials with excavating and fishing compared to hunting, because just the amount of items that are required to craft those were different, and hunting just came out to be the worst, right? And now with the changes in tier 4, every single life skill, including harvesting, including logging, including mining, all of them now cost the same amount of materials for the crafting requirement. So with that, a lot of people have been asking, what's the best life skill to do in tier 4? And usually my answer to that is every one of them is about the same, because it costs the same amount of stuff to craft the Orehas, the fusion materials. Gosh, it's so hard to get. Stop saying that. But yeah, it costs the same amount of materials for each life skill to craft fusion materials. Now, you can say like logging is going to be a lot faster than the other ones, especially if you have a friend to log with you. It literally takes like a couple minutes to go through your entire life skill energy. But each of these also have kind of their own little quirks, right? For example, with excavating, you get the treasure chests. For hunting, you have this little mini game for butchering, right? For fishing, you also have a mini game, but then there's also like the double life energy, but then it also gives you more rewards and things like that. So each of them has their kind of own little perks per se. And today I want to talk about excavating, because I personally think that excavating is probably the best one in terms of value across all the life skills, and I don't think it's even close. Now, the reason why I think that is because of two things. So first, life skills, you get a chance at getting the relic toolboxes. So in Lost Ark, when you're crafting a tool, you have these craft kits basically, right? So the one that you're going to want to get is the master craft kit, and even the expert craft kit's not terrible, right? It still costs some money, but the master craft kit is where you're going to get the most value. Unfortunately, they are pretty rare, so it's not like you're going to be getting them left and right, but when you do hit them, it is a nice increase to your income. So that's the first reason why I think that the excavating has an advantage over the other ones. Now, the second thing is that the excavating, it gives you a material the other life skills don't, which is this exotic relic. Now, a lot of people don't really know what this is for yet, and I don't blame them. It's a new item, and there's not really much explanation to what you use it for. But what you actually use these for is to craft atros and stimulants, and those are used a lot during prog time, which is like right now. So if you looked in the market for atros and stimulants, you can actually see recently the price for atros and stimulants went up. Now they've kind of dropped again, but as you can see, recently they went up all the way to 57, and now they're starting to drop again because there's been progging, there's been raids, and people need a lot of these for their progs and raids. So that is another utility that excavating gets you that the other ones just don't. You can't craft those without using these exotic relics. Now, the last thing, and the real big reason why I think that excavating is the best, is because of the chests. So we have this thing called Loot Hunter. Now, in the past, we could always find chests, but now these chests are a lot more common. And you also have a line on your tool that you can roll that increases the treasure chest drop rate. And this is really the linchpin to why I think that excavating is the best life skill out there for value. Now, every other life skill has their own sort of feature where they can increase the amount of loot that they get, right? So for example, with fishing, you have this touch of abundance, which doubles the life energy used and tool durability, but gives you double chance of rewards. Same with like mining, right? With Moonlight Miner. These things are all things that give you more rewards, but they also cost you more energy. But excavating, as you can see here, it increases your chance to find a treasure chest when investigating a relic, right? But the treasure chest you open gives you a ton of materials on top of a chance at getting those relic crafting kits and also these tools themselves. and it doesn't cost any energy to open up these chests. So every time you proc the Loot Hunter getting an extra chest, it's as though you're proccing Touch of Abundance or you're proccing Moonlight Miner, but it doesn't cost you any energy. It gives you double rewards, but it doesn't cost any energy. And that is why ultimately I think that relic farming, excavating is going to be the most value in tier 4 and just in general now because of this right here, Loot Hunter. It's double rewards for 0 extra cost, which none of these other ones give you. Now, I know that fishing has treasure fishing, which is very similar to Loot Hunter, pretty much the same thing. But unfortunately, fishing does not give you the crafting kits, so you can't get the extra value from that. And they also don't give you the blue material for crafting Atros and Stimmies. So those two things combined just mean that you're getting less value out of fishing compared to excavating. But also, in addition to that, fishing just takes quite a while to do. Honestly, fishing takes the longest out of every single one of these life skill, and for me, time is of the essence in Lost Ark. Everybody's always saying that they have too many raids to do and not much time. And personally, I don't really do life skilling all that much, well, at least in the past I didn't, because I just didn't have the time. These days, I try to make time for it because it is a lot of value, but that's the exact reason why I would prefer excavating over fishing, just because of time. And to be honest, back in the day, there was a lot of competition for excavating locations, but we have a very nice thing right now where the excavating spot for tier 3 is in a map with both the world boss and the chaos gate, which means that there's a ton of channels always open for excavating. And the other positive is that excavating now is not like before where the relics really didn't spawn very quickly. They spawn very quickly. And look, I just got a chest right there. Boom, easy, right? So it's just very, very easy to do relic farming now compared to in the past. And that's why I would recommend relic farming, excavating for everybody to do if they're looking to get maximum value out of their life skills. Now, I know what your next question is. What should I get on my tool for relic farming? Well, personally, I think that these are going to be the biggest values. First, of course, we have treasure chest drop rate, right? As I mentioned before, treasure chest is basically doubling your rewards. So getting more treasure chest drop rate is always really good. On top of that, the rare reward acquisition rate is also a very, very good line to have. Right now, the most expensive rewards out of the excavating and pretty much any life skill is going to be the rare rewards. So getting as high of a value on this one is going to be very, very good as well. In addition to that, minigame reward acquisition rate up is also very good. The attempts is not as good because this is like before, right? The minigame itself does cost you more energy to do. So getting more minigames doesn't necessarily mean the most value. Now, if you get the minigame and you have this reward acquisition up, then that's going to be extra value. So you're going to want to prioritize this one, as well as minigame difficulty reduction is always good. I'd say that the excavating minigame is one of the harder ones in the game, and having this difficulty reduction will just make it a lot easier. You can't go without it, but I'd say that this is going to be something that you would like to have. It's a nice to have for sure. You have plenty of lines to go for it, right? Especially if you're using a relic tool. You should definitely be trying to get these lines if you can. Now, the rotation I do is very, very simple. All you do is stand in this area and you rotate between these 4 areas. These 4 areas will have an excavating spot in each of them, and all you do is go from 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The positive about tier 4 excavating, as I mentioned earlier, is that the nodes just spawn very, very quickly. So all you need to do is rotate between these 4 and you'll be set. Now, this is a relatively popular place. A lot of people do excavate here, but as I mentioned, there's so many channels, so it's not that hard to find an open spot. As you can see, there's nobody here. I've been here for the past like 15-20 minutes and nobody's here. And look, we got another chest. Look at that. So it's a really, really good spot for you to excavate. And I think that this is probably the most efficient spot. There's other spots here across the map. I'm going to leave a link in the description below with a map for this place for all the excavating spots, just in case you don't want to use the spot or it's full. So yeah, That's why I think that excavating is the best life skill out of all of them, and why I think you should excavate if you're looking to get the most value. If you wanted the best time efficiency, of course, that's gonna be logging, right? Logging is gonna give you the best time efficiency. But in terms of best value, excavating is going to be number one in my book. So let me know down in the comment section below if this video helped you out. And also, what life skill are you doing? Are you going to do excavating now, or are you doing something else, and why are you using it? And as always, if you want to see more videos like this and you want to support the channel, please hit the sub button. It helps the channel a lot and it's completely free. Additionally, you can also come hang out with me on my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/misoxshiro. I stream there every single night, and it's another great way to support me in what I do. But if I don't see you guys on my stream, hopefully I see y'all on the next video. All right, guys, peace.